I was first diagnosed with breast cancer in September of 2014. I felt it didn't quite feel like a lump under my armpit, my right armpit, but I knew it felt uncomfortable. So got the ultrasound, then I'm brought back into the doctor's office, diagnosed with breast cancer.
Me di cuenta de mi tumor en el 2017 con un examen propio. El tumor era pequeño, lo sentí, fui a la clínica, me lo detectaron. Después de eso me hicieron un mamograma y luego ultrasonido y la biopsia para detectar que era cáncer, y era un cáncer etapa 2.
When you say your biopsy was positive for breast cancer, everything goes dark and you numb and you don't hear much after that. The hardest conversation was with my oldest son, who was 30 at the time. So we grew up together. This was my best friend. So how do I tell him that his mom has cancer?
Cuando me enteré que tenía cáncer fue un proceso muy difícil. Creo que siempre tratamos de tomarlo de la mejor manera, siempre pensando que puede ser que no sea nada, y a veces sí resulta ser que sí tienes. Entonces me traté de mantener positiva.
Each doctor that came in, hello, my name is such and such, and this is what I think. This is how I feel that we can attack this. You have any questions? What are your thoughts? So, of course, it's information overload, but at the same time, I felt so informed and I felt so welcome, like I wasn't in it by myself. My son was there with me. We learning together. So he was funny all the time. He kept me laughing, even when I felt like crying, and he was there from beginning to end. I think that, the support system is just as important as a medical team. You still need that mental support and that stimulation from your family once you leave the doctor's office.
Mi diagnóstico fue en otro hospital. Me diagnosticaron allá y yo decidí moverme porque empecé a venir a los grupos de apoyo en Alas por UIC. Cuando empecé a ir a las juntas ahí, hubo una presentación que dio la doctora Pérez Tamayo, cirujana de aquí de UIC. Dio muchísima información, me encantó toda la información que ella estaba dando. Me fascinó el cuidado que tienen aquí. Siento que los doctores están viendo por lo que tú quieres. Te dan su opinión como profesionales, pero al fin de cuentas tu última palabra es la que cuenta, lo que tú quieres hacer. Cuando me di cuenta que tenía cáncer, tuve mucho apoyo con mi familia, pero es difícil a veces buscar el apoyo en la familia porque no los quieres preocupar. La primera persona que compartí fue un amigo que estuvo conmigo desde principio a fin.
A lot of milestones my first one would be when I met my surgeon, Dr. Saltz. He said to me, music to my ears, that I'll be able to keep my breath. If you're not comfortable with something, then you say you're not comfortable with something, because at the end of the day, you are the person that has the last say on what goes on with you.
This cancer center, the University of Illinois Cancer Center, is one where we see this as a team, and we see it as a partnership. So I ask patients to put their trust in me, and I want them to know that I will be with them every step of the way.
Más que nada es bien importante que uno busque el apoyo en la familia, con los amigos, pero más que nada creo que durante este tiempo tienes que aprender a abogar por ti, hacer las preguntas correctas con el equipo con el que estás trabajando para tú aprender más, abogar por ti mismo y también saber pedir ayuda a la familia, a los amigos, porque cuando estás pasando por el proceso de cáncer nunca lo vas a pasar solo. Eres tú con tu equipo, tu familia, tus doctores.
Every cancer survivor looks for year 5. Because year 5, the chances of getting re-diagnosed goes down significantly. Oh man, 4 years, one more to go. And I feel alone. And it's breast cancer again. You know, the doctors, look, Carol, we beat this once and we're going to beat this again. You did your part. Let us do our part. I ain't going to say it was awesome, but I will say they got me through it, you know. Well, I'm part of the patient brigade, which is a group of patients that have survived cancer. And we actually had an opportunity to go to the scientists and say, hey, thank you. Well, I know you spend long hours in the lab. I want you to know that I thank you for it. I'm alive now because of your work.
I am so inspired by the physicians, the scientists, the researchers. They're really thinking about how these experiments and these clinical trials and their research in the bench can be translated into the bedside to really change cancer care and improve the care that we're providing to our patients across the board.
My advice to someone who has just been diagnosed would be first to breathe, take it in. And then I would tell them, breast cancer is not a death sentence anymore. You know, cancer is not a death sentence. We have come a long way.